As we become increasingly absorbed within a digital world of interconnectivity that continues to redefine the social, economic, and political landscape of our world, a new era of economic leaders, social mavens, and cultural scions has emerged. The titans of the industrial age, who symbolize industrial might and ambition, have been replaced by men and women who embrace originality, who transform our thought process, and who challenge us to see our world in a different way. We celebrate the visionaries like Steve Jobs, who show us glimpses of what we could be, the entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, who can stretch our imaginations, the social mavens like those who led the Arab Spring movement and used the power of the internet to transform societies, and even the social outcasts like Mark Zuckerberg, who have connected us across vast distances. What makes these people unique? How can we redesign education to foster the traits that made these visionaries successful? As our group delved deeply into these challenges, reading interviews of scores of similar creative giants, a pattern emerged that is both simple and profound. From childhood through adulthood, these people have been driven by a passion, a risk-taking, and curiosity that is embedded deep within their identity. They were not trained as adults to become technological or global leaders. Instead, they became leaders in order to express the innovation and creativity that already defined them. It is who they are. The seminal work of psychologist Erik Erikson helped to explain this phenomenon more clearly. Erikson argued that identity develops through stages, from birth through middle adulthood, shaped by a series of crises which come from external forces such as parents, friends, school, society, and technology. Through adults who provide support, the child learns to trust, although along with DeResta and Hardiman, Erikson suggests that genuine and specific praise provides a key element of that support. As the trusted adult guides the child toward exploring concepts on their own, the child acquires a degree of autonomy, which then translates to a self-directed initiative that allows the child's identity to expand. This balance between support and freedom allows children to play with new objects and ideas without fear of failure, to develop passion for their work, and ultimately to connect with others in order to share that passion. These elements of passion, play, and the desire to share their work help form the core of creative identities. In her book, Falling for Science, Objects in Mind, Sherry Turkle gives us some examples of individuals whose childhood explorations solidified elements of creativity as part of their identity. Timothy Brickmore from Northwestern University, for example, explained how his passion for lasers developed. Growing up as the child of circus performers, he spent many hours helping his father with mechanical and electrical work, priming him so that when he saw his first laser light show, he was entranced. He wanted to understand it, and he spent every free minute possible reading up on lasers until he saved up enough money to buy his own. Then, working at night in secret, he would constantly tinker with it, trying new mirrors, prisms, glasses, mounts, and motors to see what effects he could create. He found sheer joy in the construction of something he enjoyed watching and sharing. This love for approaching new problems in new ways really resonated with our group. One member noted the importance of this in her work with teachers in establishing math learning environments that celebrate different approaches and the value of mistakes and risk-taking. Such inquisitiveness and risk-taking are elements that Turkle and others have consistently noted within individuals in creative fields. Similarly, in another vignette, Alan Liu of MIT discussed how Legos fueled his creative endeavors. After getting bored with what he called their normal lives, he began constructing complex systems within medieval and space-based worlds, and ultimately led those worlds into galactic battles against one another. Through this process, he gave Lego characters personalities, such as the hated evil king, who always lost, but in new and unique ways. In creating these worlds, stories, and personalities, he realized upon reflection that what he had really built was his own identity as a designer. These reflections demonstrate the power of play and passion in developing creative identities, fostered by both external support and personal autonomy. In an example that brings these elements into the classroom, Natalie Rusk, Mitchell Resnick, Robbie Berg, and Margaret Pazala Granlund described how theme-based robotics projects hold a key to opening new paths into engineering for all students. Noting how robotics education has overly emphasized competition and engineering practices that seem to cater to boys, they sought to combine art and engineering to promote storytelling exhibits using pico-critic devices, an alternative to more traditional robotics kits, focused around themes such as a day at the park or celebrations. Students were encouraged to build robotic elements that added to a story within the theme, such as a fisherman trying to catch a fish within a day at the park. Such displays not only open the doors to many more students, whom Rusk et al. Characterize as either patterners or dramatists, they also promote balance between play and purpose, between support and autonomy, and between personal passion and social interaction. One member noted how their school recently had replaced their traditional open house with a spring showcase around such exhibitions, and that it was wildly popular with students, parents, and teachers. In addition to the ways that technology served to foster greater connections and the ability to share one's passion, we also noted concerns about how technology was impacting face-to-face relationships. Like Chuck Esserman, who tinkered constantly to improve his bicycle and make it perfect, but then couldn't ride the bike because it would no longer be perfect. There are students and teachers who marvel at the wonders of new technology, but will not display their use of technology to others, or simply won't engage with the technology, owing to the fear that others may find imperfection in their work. This creates a form of hidden identity that is meant to protect the individual, but also serves to limit their connections to others. One member of our group, for example, noted how her online students often create avatars that are radically different from their actual self, making it difficult, if not impossible, for anyone to connect at a personal and authentic level. These students, in creating a space where they are trying to be close but not too close to others, are exemplifying what Sherry Turkle called the Goldilocks effect. One of our members noted how young people seem to hide behind a screen when they are online, insulating themselves while confronting others, leading to cyberbullying. Our modern digital technology, in other words, has dark implications for our identity that is somewhat in opposition to the elements of creative identity that we previously noted. Play can be replaced with hard work, passion for perfection, and authentic sharing with impersonal connection. In the end, therefore, the most valuable tool for building creativity in our modern world may well be balance. The balance between support and freedom that adults provide children, the balance between play and purpose, and the balance between connecting through technology and connecting together as human beings.